and also hoping to create a little streak of his own. Is he ready? We're about to find out. And for the call, we go back up to Tim Hutchings and Dwight Stones. Tim?
Well, thank you very much indeed, Lewis. This is the 87th edition of the Wanamaker Mile. This is history. Every single year it takes place. 13 starters, though. So 12 men will try to beat that man, Matthew Centrowitz. But talk about records, well, there's a whole bunch available. There's the Millrose Games record, the 2013 world best, the American record he's chasing, which belongs to one Bernard Лагат, and, of course, the world record. There is Lopez Lomont. Now, he is a 5,000-meter runner who just happened to run an 800 PR indoors recently of 146.5. You explain that to me. That is some going.
Yeah, that's a pretty great range. Of course, remember Lopez Lomont from Beijing. He was the flag bearer for the Olympic team. All of the sports get to pick one person, and all sports vote, and he got to be the one to carry the flag. A huge honor for Lopez Lomont.
Well, 10th in that 5,000 meters last year in the Olympic Games, Lopez Lomont, but he could be the danger man for my money. Let's take a look at that field. As I mentioned, 13 starters. And Matthew Centrowitz in the black there, third to left, with Lopez Lomont, Robbie Andrews, Ryan Gregson, Lowie Lowing, Garrett Heath, Chris O'Hare. It's packed with talent, this field. They've all broken 4 minutes before by a lot. Now,
and the thing that really impresses me about Matthew Centrowitz is the way he seems to just run effortlessly, and he has an incredible amount of speed left at the end of this race. If he'd started maybe 10 meters earlier in London, he would have been the bronze medalist.
Well, we know he's been training with Galena Rappa, so he's been putting an awful lot of strength work, but he's asked for an incredibly quick pace here tonight. We're looking for 1:54 at the half mile, and that, double it, would take you to a world record. The world record is 3:48.45 by one Hisham El Garouj of Morocco. That was back in 1997. Stretched out in the early stages, it's quick.
Yeah, you can tell that single file very, very quickly. And these guys, I mean, look at Matthew Centrowitz. Again, one of the most effortless runners I believe I've ever seen. Certainly non-Kenyan effortless runner. And he has lots of speed that he can bring in the last 400 meters of the race. And this is a kid who could have run very, very well on the boards at Madison Square Garden. Much shorter track. He is really built perfectly for that.
Brian Gagnon is the early pacemaker there. He's a 1:46 man outdoors at 800 meters. The second pacemaker will be Mark Vizorek in the yellow there. But he can't afford to look too relaxed here tonight, Matthew Centrowitz. He ran 3:53 in Millrose last year to win and set a Millrose record. But, or rather an Armory record. He's chasing that Millrose record by Лагат of 3:52.87. And the pacing matters when you're operating right at the edge of the envelope. Getting the pacemaking dead right really matters. They've got to hit those marks. We're looking for 1:54 at the 880. I think that was a little optimistic myself. Let's see what they hit it on as they come to it now. Wow, 1:53.23, and you can see there in third place, Centrowitz just 3 yards down on the lead. He said he might even target the US record of 3:49, which belongs to Bernard Лагат, who's regained an American record. How ironic it would be if he lost another one here tonight.
And that's what happened last year when he set the 5,000 meter record here. He was losing the 2-mile record in Arkansas to Galena Rappa. Well, but this is the key part of the race, the third 400 meters. These 2 laps here, and it's up now to Mark Vizorek to keep this thing going. If he can bring it even 2:52 point anything, and he's already stopped. I guess he was only supposed to go 1,000, but they got to try and get it to 2:52 and change. If they can do that, if Centrowitz has done enough speed work, he might have it, because you know he's got the strength.
Well, Ryan Gregson, the Australian, is leading. He's a 3:52 miler outdoors. We think this is his indoor debut, but I think it's slowed a little bit. They're bunching there behind Gregson, and this is where Centrowitz needs to push on, coming towards 3/4. 2:55. They were looking for 2:52, and that's it. unless Centrowicz can really turn on the afterburners now. That record has gone. Lopez Lomong in second place. Remember, 146 indoor 800 speed. O'Hare now hits the front. There's a lot of changing of position. O'Hare and Lomong, Centrowicz, and he's got a race on his hands now. There's Leonard of Ireland in fourth place in the green left of picture.
Centrowicz getting himself out of trouble, poised, positioning himself. He just glides past O'Hare, and now he's got his sights set on Lomong.
I think they lost the really quick time on that third leg, but Lomong kicking hard. Centrowicz on his shoulder, good position to be in. Leonard in third place having a great run too. Remember, he won Boston last year, but Lomong kicks again, and Centrowicz has got to find the leg speed here now. This will test the World Championship silver medalist. Is he going to get there? No, he's not. Lomong has turned the tables. That 146.800 was the key. 3:51.23 there. That is quick. It's not the fastest time in the world this year. That was Galena Rappa a few weeks back with that 3:50. It is a new Millrose Games record. But, well, I guess it's good that we don't get what we're expecting. You don't want predictability in this sport, Dwight. But Lopez Lomong, that is a big, big win.
And the first three finishers all under Bernard Lagat's former Millrose record. That was something. I mean, I've seen Matthew Centrowicz kick very nicely and very successfully off of this exact kind of a race. I really didn't expect him to go past Lomong, but you mentioned Lomong just recently running 146.5, so certainly he has great leg speed, and we know he has the background strength. So this is not a guy that we want to fool around with, and Centrowicz was in a perfect position, but what you said is Lomong put on the afterburners right here with about 75 meters to go. He had another little surge, another gear, and Centrowicz couldn't cover it.
Well, I'm an ex-5,000 meter runner, and I'm kind of pleased to see the 5,000 guy take that, because when a 5,000 guy runs 146 for 800, you better watch out, because the mile is more or less his perfect distance. The thing about Matthew Centrowicz is he never looks frantic. He never looks like he's being beaten. He doesn't look like he's straining there through the last 50, and yet he loses by half a yard. He looks, I guess he can't strain himself. He's working as hard as he possibly can, but he finishes in second place. We can take a look at the result now of that one. Confirm that winning time from Lopez Lomong. 3:51.21 from Matthew Centrowicz and Leonard there, breaking new ground two in third. Down to Lewis.
All right, thanks very much. Well, Lopez, it was a late closing charge that you had. Talk about the speed you had at the end to take this race.
Yeah, I think, first of all, I'm so happy to be coming up to New York. This is my first time here in Emory. I know there's been a lot of people want me to come here since high school. So I'm just so happy and so blessed to have an incredible team, an incredible field like Matt, the leadership that is showed, all over the world. But at the end of the day, it's not about my win. It's a win of everybody. We all work together to be able to go out and do well for our country. So I'm very happy for that.
And Matthew, I know you were looking to create a little streak of your own. You won this race last year. Things didn't work out. Tactically, things seemed to slow down the second half of the race. What do you think happened?
This is a great field today, and every year Millrose comes up with a better field every year. I don't know how they do it, but having competitors like Lopez here, guys will push you in the races, so it was a good outcome nonetheless.
Take me back to your last 100 meters and the way you kicked, and then Lopez, you jump in as well as you closed as well.
Well, Lopez had the lead coming into that last lap, and that's very important on these indoor tracks, and so I had a lot of work to do and came up a little short. So.
And Lopez, what did you see as the finish line approached?
I knew Matt is always a great tactical racer and a great athlete. But I just wanted to be there, kind of smell that I can be able to run, comfortably and things like that, and that will kind of slow down and make me really have a good confidence that I can be able to finish that last 100 meters. I'm so blessed to have that.
Guys, congratulations. Thanks a lot for a great race.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
All right. Tim?
Well, some very happy milers there in one of the deepest indoor mile fields ever. Fabulous running there. A collegiate record by Chris O'Hare of Tulsa in fourth place. Wow.